Hello, David Kenworthy here, 30th of the 9th, 2021, and I've got this query on Google. Which way does the moon move across the sun during an eclipse? And it says west to east. So the moon is moving west to east. Now this is important to understand where Salisbury Hill is positioned against Avebury on Salisbury Plain. And we're going to look at Salisbury Plain now and the position of Avebury, and the eclipse, the moon represented by Silbury Hill, is going to move from west to east. That's this way. It's going to hit the eclipse line, and that's when the eclipse will take place. So what's happening is this whole design of the eclipse line running from the Orkneys down to Hengistbury Head and setting the line that everything else is laid down on the plane against, we can see why Silbury Hill is offset against the line, because it's moving from west to east, and west is over here and east is over here, and this is the rising sun being tracked on the Avebury cursus that I've already talked about. And Silbury Hill is coming into eclipse. It's moving from west to east, and an eclipse is about to happen. And when we go down to Stonehenge, we'll find that a transit of Venus has already taken place, because the planets move from east to west. So Silbury Hill is on the west side of the eclipse line because it's about to be coming into eclipse. And Stonehenge is also situated on the same side because a transit of Venus has taken place. So we can move down to Stonehenge and have a look where it sits against the line. So there we can see there's the eclipse line. Stonehenge is moving from east to west because the sun rotates in that direction, dragging all the planets in the solar system the same way. So Stonehenge is representing Venus. Now what I've done is drawn a line from Stonehenge to Avebury, and that line is 17.333 miles long. And it first of all goes through the cursus. Now this distance here is 3960 feet, and this distance here is 5280 feet. So the cursus is 1 3/4 miles long, and everybody knows that it actually is. And that's why, because this line is an exact split of the cursus into 7 units. Or it can be 28 units, or it can be 56 units. So you could say it's representing an Egyptian cubit. Now we're going to look at where we end up, because we've got 3 lines now. We've got 2 eclipse lines, and now we've got this Stonehenge to Avebury line. And we're going to go through a well-known site in a minute. There it is. And if we zoom in, 2 lines will disappear and we'll find the name of this site. Casterly Camp. Believed to be Roman, but I'm sure that we now must realise that it's a megalithic design. If we pull out, the lines will come back. All 3 lines are going through Casterly Camp, and I've identified it in red there. That's the first. So we've gone through the Greater Cursus, and we've gone through Casterly Camp. What we're going to hit next, hold your breath, because this is sensational. And the lines disappear just as we get to the white horse, and they'll disappear when I zoom in, because this line from Stonehenge to Avebury goes exactly through the middle of the Alton Barnes white horse. I mean, we talk about things being by chance, but we just see all three lines go through Casterly Camp. We've seen this line go through the Greater Cursus. We've seen this line is going to end up in the middle of Avebury. And we're going to see that it goes through the West Kennet Long Barrow entrance. And what can I say? They were magnificently accurate. And it goes through this site here. I've no idea what it is, but it's obviously a circle. So let's pull out and go to the West Kennet Long Barrow. And what we find is when we use all three lines, the line from Hengistbury Head to Brodgar crosses this line from Stonehenge to Avebury outside the entrance to the West Kennet Long Barrow. We can see them crossing there, so it's exactly there. Now that must be deliberate, I've no idea why, but I do know the West Kennet Long Barrow entrance has got some blocking stones in front of it that are very impressive, and they might be there for some kind of reason. Maybe Howard Crowes could tell us why, but I certainly can't. But now we're going up to Avebury, and the line is finishing there. It's short of this circumference, and the reason for that is because of the Stonehenge offset, because it's just showing us that it's completed a transit of Venus. Let's pan out and have a look at the Salisbury Plain. Circles. See this circle here outside Avebury is taking us to Hengistbury Head, and the distance from Old Sarum is very exact. I'm not going to go into it at the moment, but what we're seeing here is Stonehenge is Venus travelling round Old Sarum, and this is Avebury travelling round Old Sarum, and Stonehenge has just completed a transit of Old Sarum, and we're going to see an eclipse of Old Sarum when Silbury Hill moves from west to east. So that's it for now. That's just the mechanics of it. I haven't got to the mathematics of it, but what we'll find that in every one of these cases, the eclipse unit makes an appearance. Thank you.